Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Wednesday the 3rd of February 2021. Today's video we're going to go through the stats from yesterday's 0-0 draw against Norwich City at the Den. We're going to start off with this. This is from Experimental 361. This is a timeline over the length of the game of expected goals, and that's basically chances on goal and the quality of that chance. And for once during these videos, I'm going to say this looks pretty good. This looks pretty good. We had, according to this website, we've got 1.4 expected goals over 90 minutes. Norwich had 1.6. Now I'm going to move on to another website and they're going to give a different story, but according to this website, 1.4 to 1.6, a lot closer. And it's good to see that we kept on going, especially if you look at the blue line, which is Millwall's line. After the 75th minute, we kept on going and we kept trying to win. If you look at the yellow line, which is Norwich's line, they flatlined in the last third of the match. They didn't really have a lot going on because they were defending too much and they weren't attacking. So it looks a lot better than previous games. Although at the end of we still struggled at the end of the first half to get anything going, and there were swaves of 10 minutes of not having any chances on goal. But it's a lot better. It's a lot better. And I'm moving on now to, this is Infogoldnet. That they give the expected goals to us. They give us 1.36. They give Norwich 1.12. And you can see this is the timeline of the events in the game. Mostly substitutions and 3 yellow cards in the game. And we're going to go now to lineup. It's going to give us the ratings for the players. And here you can see they've given Jed Wallace star man of the match, 7.8. 2 other players in the 7s, Malone and Zohor. They've given the lowest marks to Hutchinson and McNamara. Yeah, I agree with that. Wallace and Zohor were our best players. It's just a shame they couldn't get on the scoring sheet. Moving on now to the stats through the game. Here we go. Percentage. Possession percentage 35 to 65. Attempts on target 3 to us, 2 to them. So we outdid them in attempts on target. Attempts off target 5 to us, 8 to them. Block shots 7-7. Goalkeeper saves 2 to 3. So that's a lot better in terms of attacking play. I mean, we know we can defend. It's just the transition of getting from defense to attack, and that was a lot better yesterday in yesterday's game. Total passes outpassed again, but like I said, these teams they pass from one defender to the other and then back again. So that always bumps it up and makes it look worse than it actually is. But it's total passes 3-2-4-4 to 5-8-2. Completed passes 2-3-4 to 4-9-2. Corners 4 each. Offsides, we didn't have any offsides. They had 2. I think it's because we weren't playing that far up the pitch. We weren't playing long balls over the top. Fouls, we had 14 fouls. They had 6. That referee, he wasn't giving it both ways. A couple of times he gave a foul for them, then shortly after that they did something which was similar in egregiousness to what we had just done, and the foul wasn't given. So what's happening, bruv? If that was a foul, then this is a foul. How can it not be? Yeah, yellow cards 1 to 2. Going on to the maps, you can see these are the Millwall chances. The big blue one is obviously the Zohor header that he put past the post. but plenty of other chances, and plenty of chances inside the area as well. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chances inside the area. That is amazing. A lot better than before. And the one near the halfway line is the Jed Wallace one that he put. He didn't put it wide. He got a little touch. Slow it down and have a look. It did get a little touch. These are the Norwich ones, similar, but we really did restrict them quite a bit. Let's move on now to this. This is whoscored.com. This is a website where, if you've ever seen on social media where EFL put out their team of the week, this is where they get the team of the week from. They use the ratings from this website, whoscored.com. We're going to go through this now, and we're going to go through the match summary where it says Millwall nil, Norwich nil, and it says Millwall's strengths: created a high number of chances relative to their possession, were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from counter attacks. Weaknesses for Millwall were poor at finishing, lost possession often, committed a high number of individual errors. Styles had a large quantity of possession in their opponent's half, attacked down the right side, had a high shot frequency when in possession. And it says Norwich were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from through balls, were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from counter attacks, were poor at finishing, committed a high number of individual errors, dominated possession and favoured short passing and favoured through balls. And you can see down here, according to this website, the attempts on target are pretty much even, 15 to 17. A lot better for Millwall, a lot better. So we can defend and attack in the same game. You don't have to choose one or the other. We can defend and then we can attack, and then we can defend when they attack after we've attacked. It can be done. Let's do it against Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday. So as usual, most of it going down the right side. The shots, all of our chances come through the middle really. Shot zones, we've just seen that more or less. Most 60 to 67% inside the box. Most of it was played in the middle of the park or in the away third. That was them tapping it around between themselves, like I said. And here's the average possession, player position based on heat map, based on where they did most of their passing, tackling, etc. You can see Jed is playing literally right on Zohore, playing off of him, playing together with him. Thompson ahead of the other midfielders, and actually Cooper was getting up. He did have a couple of runs forward, Cooper, and that's the average position there. Moving on to the ratings. So if you look at the ratings, if you look at the badges at the top, the average rating for all of the players, 6.7 for Millwall and 6.76 for Norwich, just a little bit better. But that's going to be bumped up by passing accuracy stuff. Like if you're one defender passing to another defender 5 yards away from you, that's going to bump up your passing accuracy stats. So I think that kind of thing is going to be factored into this model because it's more complete and that kind of thing. And we can see here they've actually given man of the match to Skip for Norwich. Not the other one gave it to Jed Wallace. These guys give it to Skip on 8.0. And then they give, looking over to the Millwall players, they give the best Millwall player to Malone on 7.7, and then to Leonard 7.5, Thompson 7.3. So yeah, it seems that this website's actually marked down Zohore and Wallace for their chances, not having accurate chances, maybe having the shots off target. So they've knocked them. Seems this website's knocked them down for that, and it's boosted up other players. So that's the ratings. Let's move on to who had the shots for Millwall. So we knew it's 15 to 17. So literally, quite a few players had shots for Millwall, which is good to see. Lone had 3. He's getting up there. He's getting involved in the shooting. Zahor with 3. Wallace with 4. Possession wise, so we had low possession, and you can see the player with the most possession for Millwall was Jed Wallace, 4.3. Malone with 3.8. All of the rest pretty low in terms of total match possession. But if you compare that to Gibson for Norwich, 8.1, so saying that their players, like their keeper, had 6% of the possession in the match. So they were literally just passing it around to the back, which is, but you can see, let's go back to that. Let's go back to the shots. So you see Pukki had 6 shots, but possession wise, he only had 2.2% of the possession. So he's not a ball player. He's literally there to get on the end. All the other Norwich players pass it around. Then when they get a chance of a through ball, they set in Pukki and he just runs onto it and has a shot. Doesn't have much time on the ball. So you can see that in the stats. Pass success percentage. Wallace 89. High, the highest of the starting 11. McNamara quite low and Kifton Bell quite low. Hutchinson only 60. And again for Biakowski 38. He really needs to practice on his kicking or whatever. He needs to do something, but he needs some kind of something to do with his kicking. He needs to fix it out. Maybe if we have Zahor dropping whenever there's a goal kick, if Zahor drops down, then Thompson and Wallace come past, and they're actually further forward than Zahor. So then he kicks it to Zahor, and then Zahor flicks it on, and there's either Thompson or Wallace there to get the ball, rather than just trying to kick it forward to Zahor when he's out on his own, outmanned. I don't know, but Biakowski needs to do something about that. So anyway, that's pass success percentage. Dribbles. Thompson with 3, Leonard with 3, Wallace with 2, and quite a few from the substitutes when they come on. So when they come on, they had fresh legs. They were running at their defenders, trying to make something happen. So you can see that in the stats there. Aerials 1, literally all across the board, all of the midfielders. The only starting 11 who didn't win any aerials, Hutchinson and Wallace, but Zohor had 1.8, Thompson with 2, and then Cooper with 2. Pretty decent there. Pretty decent. Tackles, we out tackled them. We had 18 to their 13. All of the starting 11 had a tackle except for Biakowski and Woods, and Kefton Bell had 4. So was that his second game for us, and he's leading the tackle count. Dispossessed. We got dispossessed. Wallace and Zahor and Thompson, and McNamara and Leonard. Okay. Let's move on to the out and out player stats. It's basically most of what we just seen. There's a few extra things that I want to go through. So player ratings: 7.65 Malone, 7.0 Leonard, 7.31, 7.02 Bart. Even Bart's poor passing rate, he still got he was still only one of 4 Millwall players into 7 out of 10 according to this website. Touches, let's have a look at touches. So most touches for Mill, 63. Jed Wallace, Scott Malone, 59. Ryan Leonard, 54. Kefton Bell, 48. So, and if you go down, the lowest ones from the starting 11, actually Hutchinson and Cooper. So, unlike Norwich, who were happy to have their defenders pass it between each other. Our two central defenders didn't have that much time on the ball, or maybe they just got rid of it quickly to players who are more capable on the ball, like Ryan Leonard. Shots. So Jed Wallace had the most shots, 4, but shots on target 0. Malone with 3 but 1 on target. Zahor with 3 but only 1 on target. But Ben Thompson, 1 shot, 1 on target. Key passes. So who had the key pass? Wallace with 4, Zahor with 3, Malone and Thompson. Yep, that's decent. Moving on. This is offensive. So we've seen most of these already, I think. Yeah. Let's unscheduled touches. Who had poor ball control? Jed Wallace 7 times. Kenneth Zahor 3 times. Malone 2. Woods 2. Bennett 2. Not too good when you come off the bench. And you have, what was that, 15 minutes, and you get as many unscheduled touches as Woods and Malone. Okay. Moving on to defensive. What do we see here? We've seen most of his clearances. Who's clearances? Ryan Leonard 3 clearances. Scott Malone 3 clearances. So seeing Scott Malone doing a lot up front in terms of shots and passes and crossing, and also defending as well, clearances, interceptions, getting involved at both ends of the pitch, which that's what you need to do. So I think maybe McNamara needs to kind of take that on board, because he wasn't too good going forward in yesterday's game, because Jed Wallace wasn't directly in front of him. Jed Wallace is more or less playing alongside Zahor in the middle. He's playing off of Zahor, so he wasn't directly up the line in front of McNamara, and I think that McNamara kind of got stuck, not moving forward. He didn't have a player to pivot off of. Maybe he can try getting a bit forward a bit more. I don't know. Passing wise, let's move on. So crosses. Scott Malone 6 crosses, accurate 3, a lot better than the last game. Last time, I don't know if you've seen the videos before. Go back and look through the stats videos that I've done. You can see Scott Malone's crosses were very high, but his accurate crosses were very low. This time 50% accuracy. Jed Wallace 5 crosses, 3 accurate. McNamara 3 crosses, 0 accurate. He wasn't very effective going forward. Maybe that's because Norwich are a good team, so it was kind of the limit to see, because he's a young lad and he's just come in. It was probably asking a bit too much. They're effectively a Premiership team in all but name, effectively, Norwich City. So that was a high bar yesterday. So he didn't disgrace himself, but if he wants to progress, that's the kind of game where he needs to look at how he played and maybe try and figure out how to play better against a better team. So long balls, of course, Biakowski with the goal kicks, 23 long balls, only 8 accurate long balls. He needs to figure out a way of doing something with the long balls, otherwise you're just giving the ball away. Maybe just kick it out for a throw-in. I don't know, in their half, pin them back, do something. Ryan Leonard 10, only 4 accurate. Even worse for Hutchinson 7, only 1 accurate. Ouch. But Jed Wallace 4 long balls, 4 accurate. Scott Malone 3 long balls, 2 accurate. Jade Cooper 3 long balls, 2 accurate. So we can see there So all in all, very, very good performance from Millwall, both in defence, midfield and attack. There were still a few times where the attacking players were a bit isolated. They weren't being supported from midfield. But it was a lot better. And hopefully we can take that into Saturday's game and absolutely smash Sheffield on Wednesday, because they are in a relegation zone. They are the third team from the bottom. We are 7 points away from the bottom. We need to get some space and distance away from teams like Sheffield Wednesday. One way of doing that is to beat them, get the 3 points, and move on up the table. Thank you for watching Daily Millwall. Bye bye.